What if I tell you that something huge is coming and China is in panic because of that? We all know that the principle, "who owns the seas owns the world," is pretty much evident in this case. The ocean is considered a place where the forces show their strength. Yes, we are about to uncover the shocking details of the lead Virginia SSN 774 and why China is in panic because of this. If you are as curious as I am to know more about this powerful submarine, let us dive in without any further ado. But before we begin, make sure you show your support by smashing that like button. And if you want to watch more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. As we have already said, the ocean is a place where all the forces show their strength. And the best example of this is the 10 U.S. strike groups that roam the ocean. But this is not it, guys. We must not forget about the submarines that are always ready to deliver a thermonuclear strike whenever needed. On the other hand, Russia is trying hard to keep up with this. We might think that all the plans of the Russian president, Putin, would be just as vague as his aircraft plans. But this is not true, guys. When we take a look at the plans of submarines, we can understand how good they all are. This is not random information. We can understand how good the plan was when the Army received the Belgorod nuclear submarine. There are around 6 to 8 Poseidon nuclear drones in this. They can even travel hundreds of miles and can go to a depth of around 0.6 miles. This can explode off the coast of the United States and can strike the country with a radioactive tsunami. What is more terrifying than these guys? So this is what is in the hands of the Russians. To counter such a terrible attack, the United States indeed needed a powerful submarine. And that is when they started the project, the Virginia Nuclear Attack Submarines. These are fourth-generation submarines, and they have the tasks of conducting separate attacks against the enemy submarines and the other enemy surface ships when needed. The sea-based cruise missiles are used to strike ground targets. Many special operations in shallow water are also conducted with the help of these submarines. So what is the main task of this submarine? Well, we can say that the main task would be finding the underwater missile carriers of the enemy. We can otherwise say that their main task is to find the Belgorod and destroy it. The Virginia-class nuclear submarine is designed to replace the old Los Angeles-class submarines. But all this is about changing the geopolitical situation. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, the power of Russians in the Navy significantly dropped, and the Seawolf submarines became a relic of the Cold War. Their main task was to locate the Russian submarines and destroy them. But because of the collapse of Russia, their priority regarding this has also changed. They were least worried about Russians attacking them, so the United States only had to spend less money, and they only had to make simple moves to maintain their hegemony in the world. The new model of the nuclear submarine was designed and made in 1991, and all technical characteristics of that were approved. To build the light version of the Seawolf, the General Dynamics electric boat and the Huntington Ingalls Industries were commissioned, and as a result, it was built. Yes, the Virginia SSN 774. This entered service in 2004. When we take a look at all the submarines that the U.S. Navy has, we can understand that they have around 21 Virginia-type submarines. The recent commission was commissioned on June 25, 2022. Its name is Montana. 34 types of the same submarines and planned to be built, and the names were also decided for those submarines. The last Virginia-class submarine would be named SSN 811. So what would be the difference between the Seawolf and the light version of this? Well, firstly, we can talk about the hull length. The hull length is 113 meters, and the beam is 10.2 meters, and the submerged displacement would be 7,300 tons. This is much less than that of the submarine Sean Wolf. The Seawolf has a submerged displacement of 9,137 tons. When we look at the layout as a whole, we can say that this submarine looks a lot like the Los Angeles submarine, but if we are to spot the difference, then we can say the presence of an underwater sabotage exit chamber. The hull is divided into 4 compartments, and in the hull, a special hydroacoustic coating is used. The power plant is the S9G nuclear reactor, having the thermal capacity of 210 megawatts. What's more interesting is that the submarine can work without refueling for 33 years. 2 turbines are used to rotate the propeller shaft, and the power of the turbines is 40,000 horsepower. The noise level will be much lower than the Russian submarines of the project, 971 Shuka B. Now comes the important and the interesting part. Yes, the armament. In this submarine, there are 3 types of armaments. So what are they? Missiles, mine torpedoes, and hydroacoustic. The missile systems are presented by the vertically placed subsonic cruise missiles, Tomahawk. The submarine has 12 launchers, and they can launch 1 missile each. The main variant of the Tomahawk cruise is the BGM-109 Tomahawk Block 4. This will allow the redirection of the missiles in flight. The characteristics of this particular missile highly positive effect positively in the flexibility of the weapon system. All the Virginia-class submarines have 4 533mm torpedo tubes for 26 Mark 48 AD Cap Mod 6 torpedoes. The torpedoes will search and locate the attack targets independently and have a range up to 23 miles at 55 knots or up to 30 miles at 40 knots. The maximum depth of immersion will be 800 meters. The submarine can use harpoon missiles instead of the torpedoes. This is a small-sized missile, and they have a subsonic flight speed. The range of this will depend on the carrier, missile modification, and the target destination. The Virginia-class submarines have powerful sonar systems to successfully carry out the missions. The hydroacoustic armament includes the AN/BQQ-10 sonar system. This was also tested on the Seawolf, but using it in the Virginia class was better since it had a small hull. Well, the size of the holes can change many things. With the high resolution of the antenna present in the submarine, it can maneuver easily in the unstable or uneven ground. This can also identify the moored mines planted above the ground. So another interesting fact about these submarines is that for the first time in the world, they don't have the traditional periscope, but instead of that, it has a multifunctional telescopic mast, and this will not penetrate the rugged hull. But in 2019, a lot of pictures showed that the special sonar coating was falling off. After the investigation, it has been said that the quality certificates were forged and the company did not have any license to put the coatings. So after discussing almost everything about the submarine, one thing is sure. Yes, it is not about the power, control, and the silent threats that roam in the ocean. Since Russia is developing, the United States had to make a bold move of creating these Virginia-class submarines. We can see this as a warning. Yes, it warns us about the wars that are about to happen. The Virginia-class submarines show the strength of the United States Navy, and they also show that they are ready for war when the time comes. What do you think about these guys? Do you think the Virginia-class submarines will be able to destroy or stop their enemies' missiles? Let us know your thoughts and perspectives in the comments section. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure you show us your love by giving us a thumbs up. And for more similar content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.